I'm in a turkey mood lately. My sister made mention that I make a turkey with oranges, and they wanted to know how. So this is just easier instead of going to her house. I've shown how to go underneath the skin. I put a little butter under there. And I put oranges underneath the skin. Helps it stay moist, and you get that citrus flavor. It gets a little messy, but that's what gloves are for. Also try to get a big one right over in on the leg. Get that orange flavor going down in that. Then I put a little butter all around it and over it. I just flavor my butter with, the normal bird seasoning, the rosemary and the thyme and the oregano. Some people use a brush on this. I got gloves on. I get messy. I get it all basted up. And I have onion, which I put in the middle. Well, I'm gonna make my knife. Should have cut these up first. And then an apple, just for the flavor. You keep it moist inside. And you gotta put something in the neck. A little bit of orange in there. Some orange in here. Stuff everything. So your bird's messy and looks like that. It's coated. Then they make a seasoning which just says turkey seasoning. After I do all that, I like to shake that all over the top. And then a little bit of seasoned salt. This is like 14-pound turkey. It'll take 325, about 4.5 to 5 hours. And I also, when I clean it, I like to pull out the legs, the gizzards and all that. And I put them in the bottom of the pan. And so I have something to baste with. Later, I'll make gravy. I just pour the thing of turkey stock in the bottom of that. I think it makes a really good gravy. Plus you get a little steam coming up underneath. And that is ready to go in the, ready to go in the oven, tinted. Just put it right here. My tint A little hole. Just kind of roll up the edges. Put it up, over. You throw it in for about 3 hours. Then I'll take the tent off and start basting every 20 minutes or so. And that's your oven's 325. I do that so it heated up for like 30 minutes before I put it in. Okay, I like to baste every 20 minutes after it's been cooking for 3 hours. But when I pulled out my tube for my basting, I dropped it and it cracked. So I've got to do it the hard way. Get a spoon. And just cover it, get it all kind of wet, put it back in the oven for 20 minutes, and then do it again until I use the popper, just so it gives me an idea about when it's done and to test it. And the thermometer should come out about 165. You can buy one of these for pretty cheap. 165 in the middle of the breast and in the deep part of the thigh, both of them, and it's done. Now I'll put it back in. To avoid dogs. I do take the tent off right now to let it brown up. All right, I've got my orange turkey out. It's done, cooked nice. Just find the bone. I have to separate the dark because most of the people here that I cook for are afraid of dark meat. I'll take all the oranges out. And they're still hot. They don't eat the skin either, which I do, but they don't. Other than that, it's just the normal carving. Just bend down and find the joint. This is after I've rested it for about 35, 40 minutes. And you got one thigh, two legs. Let's go right at the joints. I'm not the best with cheap knives. Even the knife's older than I am. And now my dark meat's pretty much separated, which makes most of the people here happy. So I get some of the orange out. And it's just really, really juicy. This is why I can't ever eat Thanksgiving dinner on the table. I do more of that. Got a nice orange flavor, and that's what they like. I'll cut the breast, get it ready, and then I'll make the gravy. But I make it gluten free because I have celiac people around, and that I just make where did I put my cornstarch? Make a cornstarch slurry and throw in the drippings, and I throw the Worcestershire in because I like it, and I'm still eating. Now, in my family, the most important part is the gravy. I just make a little cornstarch. And cold water, stir it up, let it dissolve. Nice little slurry. I have the drippings I poured out of the pan. And if you think you need more, like my family always does, they'll get some gluten-free packets, and we'll just throw that in with whatever water it says and make a pot like, just almost overflowing just for gravy, and that usually is gone by the end of the day. We'll get this hot. I always throw a little Worcestershire. I don't know why. I think I just saw Grandma do it all the time. Just a couple drops. And once you get this in there, you gotta stir it. And you just gotta keep your eye on it till it boils and it starts to thicken. Once it starts thickening, you're good to go. Now, after a little bit with the cornstarch, which you can use flour or whatever you like best, comes out, nice and thick, enough to hold and hug your potatoes and your stuffing and your turkey. Some like it thin. Some people like more like an au jus, but we like it kind of thick, not very thick, but enough to look like it has substance. And I think I use 3 to 4 tablespoons with some water in a big thing of drippings to make it this thick. 3 to 4 tablespoons of cornstarch and a little water to make it this thick. Now you have everything else. Throw that in the gravy boat. Give everybody, well, my family, give them all bowls. So just throw it all in and pour the gravy in. It'll be like soup. But it's a tasty one.